Alright, hello, welcome, and here we are in our third video in the series on attributes and classes. Next up, we're going to be talking about Willpower. Willpower, also known as Yellow, this friendly little lion head here. For Willpower, here are our 4 representative cards. We have tokens. We have removal, we have buffs, and we have life gain. Let's first talk about tokens, right? Cards that generate tokens. So we've got Scouting Patrol, very basic one. Summon a 1/1 Imperial Grunt in each lane. Very straightforward. Can be used to enable you to summon a pit lion, which can only be summoned if you have a creature in each lane. Tokens are all about flooding that board, right? And we also have supports. There are a number of supports that generate tokens in yellow. Conjurer's Spirit is the newest of them. At the end of your turn, if you gained health, summon a 2/2 familiar. There's also things like Wolf Cage. There's one that summons a 1/1 Imperial Grunt at the end of your turn. Golden Saint, 4/4 with Guard, and summon. If you have more health than your opponent, summon a copy of Golden Saint in the other lane. Golden Saint is actually one of my favorite cards. It doesn't see as much play as it could, in my opinion. Finally we have Phalanx Exemplar, which is a 5/6 creature with Guard. And this generates tokens in sort of a different way. When your opponent draws a prophecy from a rune being destroyed, put a 1/2 Septum Guardsman with Guard into your hand. So this card generates those tokens only when you destroy... when you destroy an enemy rune and they get a prophecy from it. So you at least get something for your troubles, right? Next we have Willpower. Next we have cards for unconditional removal. Our staple in this is sometimes the face of yellow. It's seen in nearly every yellow deck except for the most aggressive ones. Piercing Javelin. Very simple card, destroy creature, but it also has prophecy. So, doesn't matter how big your creature is, Piercing Javelin can destroy it. There are a few creatures that can't be targeted with actions, but no worries there, because you can use your Manticora, which has Summon, destroy an enemy creature in this lane, as its card text. Manticora was recently nerfed. It used to have Guard as well. So, it's still seeing some play, but it is seeing less play. Personally, I think that most of the deck lists that this was taken out of, it feels like a bit like an overreaction to take the Manticore out of it. It still generally serves its purpose, except against mid-range decks when you're trying, when you know that they're towards their top end and you are trying to block maybe a Tazcat or something. I don't know. Of course, though, we also have Dawn's Wrath, which is destroy all creatures in a lane. That's your creatures and the enemy creatures. So this is Piercing Javelin for everything. But in terms of removal, we don't only have destroying creatures, right? We also have stealing effects, such as Arrest. Arrest, steal an enemy creature, it loses Guard and is permanently shackled. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, there are different ways that you can get that creature able to be used. either through resummoning effects or cards that prevent your creatures from being shackled, or silencing your shackled creature. Additionally, though, there is also Mirac, which is not listed here. Mirac is an 11 cost 5/5, which has the text summon, steal an enemy creature. So there you go. Yellow has these cards that just remove things without any other conditions. We saw in Intelligence, blue, the removal there is based on damage done, and we'll see later on there is some conditional removal in purple that mostly changes the stats of creatures, and the removal in agility is based mostly on damage and then finish off effects, or sometimes some other things, but we'll see that later. The point is here, these are cards that are very simple and straightforward. Destroy creature, steal creature. Alright, so our next set of cards here, cards that give buffs. We have these for a number of purposes. 5th Legion Trainer and Divine Fervor are often used for token decks. Friendly creatures have +1/+1. Divine Fervor, very strong card. 5th Legion Trainer, when you summon another creature, give it +1/+0. Again, very strong card. It's what enables token decks to start pushing damage very quickly. We also have some other things though. Clockwork Apostle is a card that has the text summon, give another friendly creature +4/+4, and it becomes neutral. That becomes neutral part is rarely useful, but give another friendly creature +4/+4, that is what enables this to be used as maybe an aggro mid-range finisher. Hafengar Marauder, when a friendly creature destroys an enemy rune, equip it with a random item. Another good mid-range type card typically. And this is fairly straightforward, right? We just have cards that give other cards buffs. And then we have cards for gaining life. There are a number of ways to do this too. We have drain creatures, such as Undying Dragon. We have creatures with summon effects that give you health, such as Knight of the Hour. Dawnstar Healer gives you health when you destroy an enemy rune. And Elixir of Vitality is a support that gives you health. There are all sorts of different ways that you can use this life gain. It can be used for stabilizing. It can be used to push damage while yourself staying at a life total so that you can outrace another aggressive opponent. It can also be used in certain combo decks, such as Ring of Nimira decks. Ring of Nimira is a card that when you gain life, it does that much damage to your opponent. So you can see some combo decks with that. Yellow is a more straightforward type of color. I kind of like it for that. It is it's generally just tells it like it is, right? But these are the type of cards that we're going to see here. We're going to see a lot of tokens. We're going to see unconditional removal, which allows yellow to be used as a very strong control color. And then we have life gain cards, which can be used to go far in a control deck, usually with supports, or it can be used to outvalue or outrace an aggro or mid-range opponent. So there we are. That is Willpower, and we'll be back for another one.